All rules lead to Shreveport. Yeah, man, we don't give it to the jury, man. We got to get to the money now. Time to get to the money. You see, I got that hole in my sock. I'm hungry again. I'm hungry. Got to get to it now. Let's go, man. Straight to Shreveport. Like, I'm going to get me one of these cigars. I'm going to sit there. I'm going to get something to smoke and relax. And I'm going to think about who wants the money. So I'm going to get that money. I'm going to go to Shreveport and we're going to do it. What in the puffy? What the fuck?
Get Brian, we were Greenpeace outside. You in here. I'm talking soon. Okay, you want to throw around a little light? Can't be in the car. Or can't be in the car. Can't be money on my head. It's a field.
Can you name every member of D12?
No.
Okay. I'm going to tell you why you can't name them. It's because they all had to wait to after the second cycle of their leader. So Nelly's first album popped. Then Nelly's second album popped. And because those albums were hugely successful albums, it took a long time for the record to be over for them to get to the next album. So it was so long that they became the crew with Nelly. It's like D12's the crew with M. G-Unit, the first record came out, boom. I forced the G-Unit album to come out. Interscope didn't want the G-Unit album. They wanted the next 50 Cent record. He just sold 13 million records.
Right.
I forced that record to come out. It caused Lloyd Banks to sell 3 million records off of the momentum following right off of that. Buck, 1.8 million records. Then Ye like 800-something thousand because he couldn't even travel. On parole from the house, he did 800,000 pieces. And then it's like, okay, now we got to work.
Everybody trying to say 50, 50, 50, 50. 50 ain't make no shots as far as he ain't hold no camera. He ain't write no script. They already had plenty of producers to put this together. They just needed to sell it. And who's the best salesman of them all? 50 Cent.
He might be one of the greatest anti-heroes in entertainment. He's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
If you see any kind of documentary, any kind of movie that's out there in our culture, if 50 behind it, they gonna buy it. And that's what it was. He wouldn't turn it down, because if you don't like somebody and somebody is now your enemy and people gonna give you a certain percent in money to do something to get at him, why wouldn't he? And he did a hell of a job in selling it.
You took less money to work with Dr. Dre than you could have received from others.
I got a lot of money, though.
That's not true.
He gave me a lot of money. They gave me a lot of money.
How much money did he give you?
I had $1 million. Like,
$1 million?
Yeah, out of the neighborhood, that's a lot of
a lot of money, yeah. Did Dre give you advice? Did he say, listen, here's how you should handle your money. Here's what you should not do?
He didn't.
He did not.
He didn't tell me
I did not.
He was like, you'll be all right.
I had an interest in Tyson's crib.
If I didn't sell it to him, there was no way I knew I was going to sell that house. Nobody's going to buy it with like 60,000 square feet.
18 bedrooms, 4 kitchens and 3 half kitchens.
Yeah.
A nightclub.
55,000 square feet. It's like a small hotel.
So I stayed there for 14 years, paid 4.1.
And how much did you sell it for years later?
I sold for 3.
How much was the upkeep of guesstimate per year?
About 700,000
a year.
It's going to cost him $25,000 just to mow the lawn.
Even though it's your house, you have a staff in that type of house. So it's like you live where you can walk naked.
After you have it for a little while, you look and you say, you got 18 bedrooms, but you only gonna sleep on 1 bed.
Right.
Have you looked down a hole in your house and you don't want to go down there? I don't care what's going on down there. I don't want to go over there, huh? Things would break because you didn't use it. I don't want a big house no more.
The only song that almost didn't make that album was Mini Man.
Whoa!
And it was because of the tempo.
Broke my heart.
It was slower than the other records, and I wanted to keep everybody up. And then Dre was like, nah, that gotta go. You gotta keep that one. And then we put it, and then that was the end of it.
Yo, bartenders, look. Let me get 100 bottles of Hennessy, right? 500 bottles of tequilas, and 600 bottles of Branch Cayenne to put it on his tab. Put it on his tab. You know what this is? It's 50 Cent.
No.
It's on your tab. On his tab, right? Yeah.
Nah, I'm not paying for that.
Nah, he definitely paying. Yeah, you can report right here.
When Curtis 50 Cent Jackson talks about being hungry, it's usually a warning sign for the rest of the entertainment industry. For decades, we've seen him dismantle rivals and disrupt markets. But his latest move isn't about a rap beef or a new spirit brand. It's about brick, mortar, and a massive power play in the South. Reportedly, 50 Cent has officially opened the doors to his G-Unit studios in Shreveport, Louisiana, a move that public sources suggest is more than just a real estate investment. It's a $1 billion vision designed to rival the likes of Tyler Perry's empire in Atlanta. But why Shreveport? And why now? To understand the scale of this hole in his side, You have to understand the calculated hunger that drove a man from Southside Queens to the owner's suite of a 956,000 square foot production fortress. According to public records and local reports, this isn't just a recording booth or a small soundstage. This is a city within a city. While most veterans in the game are looking to retire and protect their jewelry, 50 is reportedly liquefying the Flash to fund the foundation. He's moving away from the jury, the public opinion, and the traditional gatekeepers, and betting everything on a tax incentive-heavy industrial powerhouse. The question isn't just how much money is on the table, it's who he's planning to take it from. Everything started with a quiet announcement about a lease that supposedly costs him less than the price of a designer watch per year, but gives him the keys to a kingdom. And what came after caught the industry off guard. This is the breakdown of how a hungry man built a billion-dollar table just so he could sit at the head of it.
To truly grasp the gravity of this transition, you have to look at the psychological shift from being a guest in the industry to becoming the landlord of the entire ecosystem. When 50 Cent mentions moving straight to Shreveport, he isn't just talking about a change in zip code. He's signaling the end of the talent for hire era. According to public sources, the 30-year lease he secured on this massive property, reportedly for a staggering $2,400 a year, represents one of the most aggressive maneuvers in the history of Black-owned media. It's a calculated exploitation of regional tax incentives that most artists simply don't have the patience or the business acumen to navigate. While peers are allegedly spending millions on depreciating assets like jewelry or temporary flexes, Jackson is reportedly pouring that capital into sound stages that will outlive the current Billboard charts. The tension in this move lies in the why. Why would a man with a footprint in New York and a legacy in Los Angeles plant his flag in Louisiana? Online reactions suggest that this is a direct response to the bottlenecking of Hollywood production. By owning the infrastructure, he effectively bypasses the gatekeepers he spent years criticizing. Comments speculate that the hole in his side isn't just about hunger for wealth, but a hunger for total autonomy. He saw how the industry allegedly stalled the careers of his former D12 or G-Unit associates by making them wait for cycles, and he seemingly decided to build his own cycle. This facility reportedly houses everything from Dolby Atmos mixing suites to massive green screens, meaning a project can start as a script and leave as a finished film without ever needing to outsource a single frame. This isn't just about music, it's about a cultural pivot toward high-retention television and film production. Public records indicate that the Shreveport facility was once a dormant city asset, a relic of a failed film push from a decade ago. 50 Cent's arrival reportedly breathed life into a ghost town of industry, but it also placed a massive target on his back. When you start competing with the major studios on their own turf, the stakes shift from celebrity gossip to corporate warfare. The documentary-style reality of this situation is that 50 is allegedly betting that the next Power, or BMF, won't just be starring him, it will be entirely manufactured within his own walls, on his own terms, and on his own timeline. It's a move that reflects a stone-cold Steve Austin level of defiance against the traditional Hollywood hierarchy. The irony isn't lost on fans who remember his 2003 debut. The man who once rapped about the dangers of the street is now reportedly managing the logistics of a billion-dollar production hub. Sources suggest that the sheer scale of the 956,000 square foot warehouse allows for multiple major productions to run simultaneously, a level of output that reportedly rivals established networks. This infrastructure is the physical manifestation of his anti-hero persona, a space where he doesn't have to ask for a seat at the table because he built the building the table sits in. As the doors to G-Unit Studios swing open, the industry is forced to watch a former disruptor become a titan, proving that the ultimate get-back isn't a diss track, but a deed to the land. This is the end game of a 30-year hustle, a transition from the booth to the boardroom that leaves no room for error and even less room for his competition to breathe. And don't go anywhere. Click the next video you see on your screen for even more juicy celebrity chaos, betrayals, and stories Hollywood doesn't want you to know. See you in the next one.